Friends from the press, good afternoon. Welcome to the regular press conference of the Foreign Ministry. Now I would like to take your questions. Xinhua News Agency. This morning, President Xi Jinping met with the heads of major international economic organizations. Can you brief us on more information about this meeting? This morning, President Xi Jinping met with heads of major international economic organizations attending the 1+10 dialogue. President Xi Jinping pointed out that currently changes on scene in the century are rapidly evolving. The world has entered a new period of turmoil and transformation, and we are once again at a key crossroads. China is ready to practice true multilateralism with major international economic organizations, promote international cooperation, support development of global South countries, and promote an equal and orderly multipolar world, universally beneficial inclusive economic globalization, and build a just world featuring common development. President Xi Jinping stressed that how to promote a world economy towards robust and sustainable growth is a major issue for international community. All countries should cooperate to build an open world economy. View the economic interdependence as the interplay and a mutually beneficial win-win rather than risks. We should build a more equitable and just global economic governance, reflect the changes of world economic landscape, strengthen the representation and the say of global South countries, pursue the principle of extensive consultation, joint contribution for shared benefit, pursue true multilateralism, ensure all countries have equal rights, opportunities, and rules. President Xi Jinping pointed out that after more than 40 years of rapid development, China's economy has entered a period of high-quality development. China has full confidence in achieving its growth target this year, continue to play the role as the world's biggest growth engine. China will continue to expand opening up, build a higher standard open economy, provide more new opportunities for the world's development, and share more development dividends. Next one, please.
Taiwan.
法新社提问：台湾称，中方近日即将举行的军演规模比佩洛西访台时的还要大，你对此何回应？
具体问题建议向中。
I'd refer you to competent authorities for your question. Taiwan question is China's internal affairs. China will firmly uphold our sovereignty and territorial integrity. Next one, please. People's Daily.
People's Daily. Today is the Human Rights Day, and it marks the 76th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Can you share with us what has been done by China in terms of human rights protection, and what's your response to Western countries' criticism on China's human rights situation? The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was adopted 76 years ago, is of major significance in the history of human civilization and has a profound influence on the world's human rights cause. China attaches high importance to respecting and protecting human rights and puts people front and center. It has found a path toward better human rights that reflects the trend of the times and fits our national realities. We have won the largest battle against poverty in human history as scheduled, lifting nearly 100 million impoverished rural residents out of poverty and hitting the targets of UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development 10 years ahead of schedule. China keeps improving the whole process people's democracy. There are over 2.7 million deputies at various levels of people's congresses, including around 3,000 deputies to the NPC. This ensures that people are the masters of our own country. China has set up the world's largest education system, social security system, and medical care system, and the Chinese people's average life expectancy has increased to 78. China protects human rights in accordance with the law, and the 305 laws in effect provides all-round legal safeguards for human rights cause. China also puts up a series of propositions at the Human Rights Council for the promotion of human rights through cooperation and development, the economic, social, and cultural rights, and the rights of specific groups. And the third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee of the CPC put forward over 300 reform measures covering economy, politics, cultural, social life, and ecological protection, which effectively improve people's well-being and promote social equity and justice and better safeguard our human rights. Some countries have used human rights as a weapon to serve their political agenda, posing challenges to global human rights governance. We call on parties to abide by the UN Charter, engage in dialogue and cooperation, and we also hope certain countries will discard megaphone diplomacy and stop interfering in other countries' internal affairs under the pretext of human rights issues. 路透社提问：中方是否向其他国家告知了所谓保留领空的决定？这个是在福建附近。
I'm not familiar with what you mentioned. I'd refer you to competent authorities. Next one, please. China News Agency has reported that China Chamber of Commerce to the EU issued its annual report on the development of Chinese enterprises in the EU yesterday, noting that uncertainty has become a defining factor for Chinese enterprises operating in the EU. The report proposed a number of policy suggestions to EU institutions and governments of EU members to improve the business environment for Chinese enterprises in the EU, was Chinese comment. We noted the report issued by the China Chamber of Commerce to the EU. The report reflects notable concerns of Chinese enterprises in the EU over the continued deterioration of EU's business environment. Survey data shows 68% of respondents believe that business environment has worsened over the past year, with over half claiming the EU market is no longer fair and open, and 78% of respondents identifying uncertainty as a key characteristic of their operations. Since October last year, the EU took over 40 restrictive trade measures on China. The new European Commission put increasing emphasis on economic security and plan to take more restrictive measures in such fields as reinforcing the economic and trade toolkit and upgrading investment review and export control. These moves are a complete departure from the principles of market economy, fair competition, and free trade that the EU has long claimed to champion, undermine lawful rights and interests of Chinese enterprises, and tarnish the EU's own image. We hope the EU will listen carefully and emphasize on addressing the reasonable suggestions and legitimate concerns of Chinese enterprises, avoid politicizing economic and trade issues or tying them to national security, and provide a fair, transparent, and non-discriminatory business environment for Chinese companies to invest and do business in Europe. Next one, please.
Youth Daily. As the chair of the P5 mechanism, China recently convened an expert-level P5 meeting in Dubai. Could you share more information on that? On December 4th, as the chair of the P5 mechanism, China convened an expert-level P5 meeting in Dubai, the UAE. Representatives from the 5 nuclear weapon states attended the meeting. The parties had a candid discussion on nuclear doctrines, and it was agreed that such discussion was timely for the purposes of enhancing understanding of nuclear doctrines and avoiding misunderstanding and miscalculation. In its capacity as a chair, China will continue to facilitate the P5 discussions. Next one, please. 法新社，一个关于缅甸的问题。缅甸克钦独立军的方面说已经应中国政府邀请进行会谈，但是没有提到更多的细节，你能否证实？
高度关注缅北局。
China attaches great importance to Myanmar's situation and not willing to see more turmoil in their way persuading talks and pursuing dialogue for consultation to end the fire as soon as possible. We will continue to persuade talks for peace and provide support and help for the peace process of Myanmar within our capacity. Next one, please. Shenzhen News Agency. Recently, the U.S. said it is taking steps to impose new visa restrictions on multiple Hong Kong officials responsible for implementation of Hong Kong's national security law. The Foreign Ministry spokesperson responded that China will take firm countermeasures. Can you give us more details? We've made clear our serious position on relevant moves of the U.S. side. The U.S. urged Hong Kong-related issues to slap visa restrictions on Chinese officials, grossly interfere in China's internal affairs, and seriously violated the principles of international law and the basic norms of international relations. In accordance with the law on foreign relations of the PRC and the anti-foreign sanctions law of the PRC, China decided to impose visa restrictions on U.S. personnel who have acted egregiously on Hong Kong-related issues. It must be stressed that Hong Kong is China's Hong Kong, and Hong Kong affairs are purely China's internal affairs. We urge the U.S. to earnestly respect China's sovereignty, respect Hong Kong's rule of law, and stop meddling in Hong Kong affairs in whatever form. China remains unwavering in its determination to safeguard the nation's sovereignty, security, and development interests, to implement one country, two systems, and to oppose any external interference in Hong Kong affairs. Next one, please.
Pengbo社菲律宾总统小马克思称，菲方不会向中非争议领域派军舰。你对此有回应？
近期中非的海上事态完全是菲律宾方面执意侵权挑衅导致的，中方将继续依法坚定维护自身的主权和权益。下一个问题。还有其他问题吗？
Any other questions? Then that will conclude today's press conference. Thank you.